Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Terror in the Aisles challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Ms. 45. It will never happen again. Ms. 45 is a 1981 horror film with some very memorable scenes featured in Terror in the Aisles. In fact, I believe some of the footage is edited in the TV cut of Terror in the Aisles, because Ms. 45 is a graphic film. A young mute woman named Thana, who works as a seamstress, is raped one night in New York City. A man wearing a mask pulls her into a back alley and has his way with her. She cannot scream or call for help, because she's mute. When the deed is done, which doesn't last long at all, Thana returns home. Clearly already distraught as it is, she arrives at her apartment to find that someone has broken in. That man also proceeds to rape her. Talk about some awful, awful luck. This time, Thana fights back and kills the rapist in the process. She then drags his body into her bathroom and places it inside the bathtub. Then she hacks the body to pieces. She disposes of some parts right away and keeps the rest of it in her freezer. That's something I really like about Ms. 45. The various ways she disposes of her victims. Yes, there are more. Many more. After the traumatic events of that night, Thana, understandably, goes insane. She begins patrolling the New York streets at night with her 45, enacting vigilante justice. Or vagilante justice. Scummy men try to get in her holes, so she puts holes in them. It's like a female version of Death Wish. Men who try to harm Thana instantly regret it. Even those who pose no direct threat to her are killed. Ms. 45 is ultimately a vigilante slasher film with a gun. And the movie reaches its maniacal climax at a Halloween party. Thana agrees to attend with her scumbag boss. She dresses as a nun for the party, as a nice contrast. It's a Halloween massacre in Ms. 45. Man, this movie is awesome. I've always loved it. I was first curious about it because of Terror in the Aisles. One of the scenes featured is when Thana has a vision of the man in the mask coming from behind her in her bathroom. That takes place in the movie when she's just starting to lose her mind. I mean, you can't blame her, though, after that night she had. I think it was the guy's mask that really intrigued me about that scene in Terror in the Aisles. Not to mention, Thana, who was played by the late Zoe Lund, was adorable. As a matter of fact, she gets more and more attractive as the movie continues. Jason and I actually discussed that, and I believe it was deliberate. She dresses differently, more confidently, wears more makeup. She has massively long eyelashes and luscious lips. It's as if director Abel Ferrara wanted viewers to be attracted to her, so they'd feel the fear that the men in the movie do. You find yourself attracted to Thana, and then quickly remind yourself that's not a good idea. Zoe Lund was fantastic in the role. I love the gritty New York City setting of the 80s, and horror movies set on or around Halloween get bonus points for me. It's always fun to see a Halloween party scene in a film like this. That damn song that plays at the party, though, it's on loop. And then they play it again during the end credits. Ms. 45 is so good, and maybe the best of its kind in that subgenre. Revenge or vigilante horror can sometimes be a bit over the top. Ms. 45, though, I think finds the right balance. It's exciting and intense without being too jarring. I love it, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't already. My relatable recommendation, maybe for obvious reasons, is die, die, die. Look at the cover, guys. Does that look familiar? Seriously, does it look familiar? Clearly, this DVD release of Die, Die, Die ripped off Ms. 45. For that reason, I'd be just as insane as Thana if I didn't recommend it. Now, the movie isn't great by any stretch of the word. It's a 2001 vigilante film starring Richard Grieco and Greg Evigan. It's super cheesy, but admittedly, it's fun and definitely worth a watch. Die, 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 though, is nowhere near as good as Ms. 45. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. It will happen again. Another review for the Terror in the Aisles challenge is coming soon. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.